Just becoming aware of these 5 things that you should never do in the standing position for jiu-jitsu is not only gonna make you more proficient, a better grappler overall on your feet, but you're gonna start to have more fun, all right? Because you're gonna start to have more success and you're gonna feel more in control just by the very virtue of you not doing these things, let alone adding other things. Just stopping this is gonna make a massive improvement in your game. So, and we're gonna put the 5th in no particular order except for the last one. The last one is number 1. We're gonna start with number 5. Never simply walk towards your opponent with your arms straight out. All right, so we never wanna see our arms straight out because we can duck underneath for shots. If it's a single arm, it doesn't matter what side it is. We're coming in for offense, we've got underhooks. And if you're posting and just leaving the post there, you're really just asking to get hit in a whole array of offenses. What you want to think, instead of posting and leaving the arm there, is creating motion. So we post and then remove, tap and then remove, and bringing our hands always right back to home base, which is elbows nice and relaxed at our ribs, hands out in front, ready to make contact. So number 5, never walk into your partner with straight arms. Never hang out in a post, giving them an array of offensive options. Number 4 is abandon a good position, a perfectly good position. So much in jiu-jitsu, somebody gets to an underhook and they'll hang out here for 5-10 seconds and there'll be no immediate opening. So they just abandon the position entirely and start from open. All right, you just left open position. You know what that feels like. For whatever reason, maybe you got there deliberately, or if you're brand new, God just blessed you with an underhook, and then you're just gonna throw it away. I want you to have patience in the hand fight, patience in the position. This happens so often with leg attacks as well, where people will even close their legs here, so it's taking them no arm strength to maintain the leg, but for whatever reason, this becomes intolerable and they just abandon the position. And I really think it is that simple. It's just stagnation, right? It's nothing to be afraid of. Maintain the position and cause change or wait for change to happen. I did this when I first started with jiu-jitsu all of the time, is that even if I thought I was in a bad position, just maintain it and see what happens. You're gonna gain more knowledge, more experience, more wisdom much more quickly than if you had just fled the position as soon as you found yourself unable to advance it, okay? So it's not the ADCC finals. This isn't a world championship. You're in a gym. Let the position progress and see where it takes you. Unless, of course, it's been known to be a dangerous position, of course, definitely get out of that position as quickly as possible. The 3rd thing you should never do in the standing position for jiu-jitsu is avoid contact. This one's probably my least favorite of all time. What I see in jiu-jitsu gyms across the world are people just existing in the contact phase. So they're just doing this pitter-patter thing here, and as soon as one of them tries to make actual contact, the other one backs away. Guys, you're never gonna get good at hand fighting that way. I want you to assert a tie, or if your partner asserts a tie on you, try to advance from that position. So as soon as someone puts hands on you, I'm looking to cup an elbow, I'm looking to punch to an underhook, I'm looking to tuck my chin to my chest and clear the tie into an outside shot. Or at the very least, when someone makes contact, try to pummel back for inside position at the very least. All right, we're not just backing away with our head down. We call that negative grip fighting, where you're expending energy to nowhere. It's not advancing you, it's not getting you closer to a takedown or even a better position. Number 2, on things you should never do in the standing position for jiu-jitsu, is hang your head, especially below your opponent's shoulder line. So never, ever, ever keep your head below your opponent's shoulder line. Wherever that shoulder line is, you want your head hovering just above it. As soon as I go below that shoulder line, I become really easy to collar tie, throw into a front headlock, guillotine, all the rest of it. So keep your head above your opponent's shoulder line and keep the top of your head pointed towards the ceiling at all times. The number 1 thing you should never, ever, ever do in the standing position for jiu-jitsu is pull guard. Don't ever, ever pull guard in the standing position. The only reason you get away with pulling guard right now is because it's allowed in the rule set. You're protected by this artificial context of the rule set that allows you to get away with it in the practice room. But the reason you're in the practice room, guys, the reason we're all pursuing martial arts is because on some deep ancestral level, we're interested in learning how to protect ourselves, how to assert ourselves. So let's practice in a way that meets that end, that that is attuned to that goal. And guys, look, this goes with every one of the habits. Don't be afraid of being taken down. If you get taken down, the worst thing that can happen is that you do jujitsu, is that you start doing the thing that you were training for anyway, all right? So just think about it that way. Contextualize it in your head that way. The worst thing that can happen on my feet is that I'm taken down to the ground on a nice soft mat where I can then start doing the most familiar thing to me, which is jujitsu. That's how we all started here. So that is what's gonna be most familiar. It shouldn't be a scary thing, guys, especially with training partners that you know very well. Do not pull guard, but be willing to be taken down. Be willing to have a position be advanced on you because you were hanging out in the hand fight, you were marinating, you were trying to advance, and maybe your partner got one in on you. That's totally fine. Be willing to give one up, right? Be willing to go against somebody who might be better than you on the feet. Allow them to take you down. Think about what just happened. Ask them what just happened. And you'll start to develop skill in the standing position much more quickly than if you had just ignored these 5 things that you should never do on the feet for jiu-jitsu. If you guys want to learn what you should start doing on your feet, make sure you grab our free takedown mini course in the comment and descriptions below, in which I give you 2 low-risk, high-reward takedowns that you can start hitting at practice today. So make sure you grab that in the comments and descriptions before you take off today. I'm Coach Adam with Wrestling University, reminding you to always start standing.